There comes a point in every journey of growth where you realize that success is not just built by the steps you take, but by the silence that protects those steps. In a world where every moment is shared, every victory is posted, and every plan is exposed before it even takes form, you must remind yourself that some things grow best in the dark. Just as seeds take root beneath the soil, hidden, unseen, untouched, your success requires a space where it can breathe without pressure, without comparison, without interference. Privacy is not secrecy, it is protection. It is the sacred boundary between what is becoming and what is ready to be revealed. When you guard your intentions, you guard your peace. When you guard your progress, you guard your energy. And when you guard your dreams, you guard your connection with the one who placed them in your heart. Not everything needs an audience. Not every chapter needs commentary. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is move quietly, let your actions speak, and let your results testify. Protect your success, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Because what is meant for you will unfold beautifully when it is nurtured in stillness and unveiled in its own divine tune. Privacy is a form of protection, not secrecy. It is the quiet shelter where your heart can rest from the noise of the world. The calm space where your intentions can breathe without judgment, distortion, or interruption. We often live in a time where sharing is considered proof of authenticity, where people believe that if something isn't announced, posted, or displayed, it doesn't exist. But life does not work that way. The deepest transformations do not require public confirmation. The most meaningful journeys don't ask for applause or approval. They simply ask for sincerity, patience, and protection. When you choose privacy, you are not hiding. You are honoring. You are honoring the delicate process of becoming, the fragile early stages of growth, and the sacredness of your personal journey. Just like a seed planted beneath the soil, your dreams need darkness. They need stillness to strengthen. They need protection to survive the countless external forces that can uproot them before they mature. The soil is not secrecy, it is safety, and your privacy functions the same way. There is a wisdom in keeping certain things between you and the one who placed them in your heart. There is a gentleness in allowing your plans to unfold without the pressure of eyes that do not understand your vision. When you shield your steps, you protect them from being trampled by opinions, expectations, and unnecessary comparisons. People often judge what they cannot see clearly, and they form conclusions based on their own fears, insecurities, or limited perspectives. When your path is exposed to, it becomes vulnerable to noise, confusion, and doubt. But when it is held close, nurtured quietly, and supported privately, it grows with confidence and stability. Protecting your privacy is not about building walls. It is about maintaining healthy boundaries. It is about recognizing that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not everyone is meant to hear your thoughts, witness your progress, or understand your process. And that is perfectly okay. You are not obligated to explain your choices, justify your dreams, or define your journey to anyone. What you keep private becomes yours in a deeper, purer way. It becomes something that is not influenced by outside opinions or shaped by people who cannot comprehend its purpose. Privacy also teaches humility. It reminds you that success is not about public validation, but personal growth. It shifts your focus from being seen to being sincere. It frees you from performing for others and allows you to move in alignment with your values, not their expectations. When you protect your privacy, you reclaim your power. The power to choose, to decide, to reflect, and to evolve without distractions. You create room for authenticity, for self-awareness, and for spiritual clarity. In the quiet, you learn to listen to your heart. In the quiet, you reconnect with your purpose. In the quiet, you discover the strength that comes from not relying on the world's approval. And slowly, you realize that privacy is not an absence. It is a presence. It is the presence of peace, the presence of focus, the presence of intention. Your life does not need to be a public conversation. Your healing does not need to be someone else's analysis. Your progress does not need to be measured by likes or comments. Some moments are meant to be lived, not displayed. Some blessings are meant to be held, not announced. Some journeys are meant to be protected until they are strong enough to stand on their own. When you choose privacy, you choose wisdom. You choose to guard the parts of your life that matter most. You choose to honor the unfolding of your story without interference. And slowly, you realize that everything grows more beautifully when protected, not because it is a secret, but because it is sacred. Privacy is a form of protection, not secrecy. It is the quiet shelter where your heart can rest from the noise of the world. The calm space where your intentions can breathe without judgment, distortion, or interruption. We often live in a time where sharing is considered proof of authenticity, where people believe that if something isn't announced, posted, or displayed, it doesn't exist. But life does not work that way. The deepest transformations do not require public confirmation. The most meaningful journeys don't ask for applause or approval. They simply ask for sincerity, patience, and protection. When you choose privacy, you are not hiding. You are honoring. You are honoring the delicate process of becoming, the fragile early stages of growth, and the sacredness of your personal journey. Just like a seed planted beneath the soil, your dreams need darkness. They need stillness to strengthen. They need protection to survive the countless external forces that can uproot them before they mature. The soil is not secrecy, it is safety, and your privacy functions the same way. There is a wisdom in keeping certain things between you and the one who placed them in your heart. There is a gentleness in allowing your plans to unfold without the pressure of eyes that do not understand your vision. When you shield your steps, you protect them from being trampled by opinions, expectations, and unnecessary comparisons. People often judge what they cannot see clearly, and they form conclusions based on their own fears, insecurities, or limited perspectives. When your path is exposed to, it becomes vulnerable to noise, confusion, and doubt. But when it is held close, nurtured quietly, and supported privately, it grows with confidence and stability. Protecting your privacy is not about building walls. It is about maintaining healthy boundaries. It is about recognizing that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not everyone is meant to hear your thoughts, witness your progress, or understand your process. And that is perfectly okay. You are not obligated to explain your choices, justify your dreams, or define your journey to anyone. What you keep private becomes yours in a deeper, purer way. It becomes something that is not influenced by outside opinions or shaped by people who cannot comprehend its purpose. Privacy also teaches humility. It reminds you that success is not about public validation, but personal growth. It shifts your focus from being seen to being sincere. It frees you from performing for others and allows you to move in alignment with your values, not their expectations. When you protect your privacy, you reclaim your power. The power to choose, to decide, to reflect, and to evolve without distractions. You create room for authenticity, for self-awareness, and for spiritual clarity. In the quiet, you learn to listen to your heart. In the quiet, you reconnect with your purpose. In the quiet, you discover the strength that comes from not relying on the world's approval. And slowly, you realize that privacy is not an absence. It is a presence. It is the presence of peace, the presence of focus, the presence of intention. Your life does not need to be a public conversation. Your healing does not need to be someone else's analysis. Your progress does not need to be measured by likes or comments. Some moments are meant to be lived, not displayed. Some blessings are meant to be held, not announced. Some journeys are meant to be protected until they are strong enough to stand on their own. When you choose privacy, you choose wisdom. You choose to guard the parts of your life that matter most. You choose to honor the unfolding of your story without interference. And slowly, you realize that everything grows more beautifully when protected, not because it is a secret, but because it is sacred. Your dreams flourish when shielded from noise, comparison, and interference. In a world that constantly demands visibility, validation, and instant results, it is easy to forget that dreams are delicate and need protection before they can grow strong. Noise, whether it comes from social media, gossip, unsolicited advice, or the constant chatter of opinions, can drown out the quiet voice of your heart. It can confuse your intentions, distort your vision, and pull your focus in 100 different directions. When your dreams are exposed too early to this noise, they risk being watered down, redirected, or even abandoned simply because the external world cannot comprehend the fullness of what you are trying to create. Shielding your dreams is not isolation. It is the wisdom of understanding that what is most precious often grows best away from distraction and chaos. Comparison is another subtle thief of dreams. When you constantly measure yourself against others, against their speed, their achievements, their recognition, you lose touch with the unique path that has been designed for you. No two journeys are identical. No two timings are the same. Yet, society teaches us to evaluate our worth by the accomplishments of others, to judge our progress by milestones that may not align with our personal growth. This constant comparison is exhausting and destructive. It makes you doubt your abilities, question your potential, and undervalue your own progress. Dreams cannot flourish in an environment of comparison because they need the freedom to grow at their own pace, in their own way, and according to their own divine timing. Interference comes in many forms, often from people who do not have your vision, do not understand your goals, or are guided by their own fears and insecurities. Well, meaning advice can become control, opinions can become obstacles. Criticism can become chains that hold you back from stepping fully into your purpose. Protecting your dreams from interference is not about rejecting guidance or shutting out love. It is about discerning what nourishes your vision versus what derails it. Dreams need an environment where they can expand without being manipulated, redirected, or diluted by outside forces. When your dreams are shielded, they have room to breathe, to stretch, and to mature naturally. Just as a young plant requires sunlight, water, and soil free from harmful intrusions, your aspirations require clarity, focus, and an atmosphere that nurtures growth rather than disrupts it. Shielding your dreams allows you to focus on the actions that truly matter, to invest your energy wisely, and to stay aligned with your purpose without succumbing to distractions that lead to frustration and stagnation. Protection also allows patience to develop. Dreams cannot be rushed, and hurried growth often results in weak foundations. When you protect your aspirations from noise, comparison, and interference, you give them the time and space they need to establish deep roots. You give yourself the grace to learn, to fail, to adapt, and to rise stronger. In the quiet protection of your vision, you cultivate resilience, wisdom, and confidence that no external applause can provide. You learn to trust the process rather than demand immediate results. Furthermore, shielding your dreams preserves your joy and your peace. When you constantly broadcast your goals or measure them against others, the journey becomes stressful, competitive, and often discouraging. By keeping your dreams guarded, you reduce pressure, maintain focus, and enjoy the process of creation and growth. You can celebrate small wins without external validation, and you can nurture your purpose without distraction. Your energy remains intact for the work that truly matters, the work that transforms your vision into reality. Ultimately, the protection of your dreams is an act of self-love, discipline, and faith. It is the understanding that what is meant for you will come to fruition in its perfect timing, and that premature exposure or interference can compromise the very essence of what you are building. Dreams flourish in an environment of care, intentionality, and sacred space. When you shield them, you honor their potential and ensure that when they finally emerge, they do so fully alive, strong, and vibrant. By protecting your vision, you are not just safeguarding goals, you are nurturing the manifestation of your purpose, your passion, and your true potential. Not every plan needs to be shared. Some journeys require sacred boundaries. In a world that often equates openness with authenticity, we are led to believe that our dreams, goals, and plans must be broadcasted for validation or recognition. Social media amplifies this pressure, encouraging constant updates, progress reports, and public declarations. Yet, there is a profound wisdom in keeping certain aspects of your life private, in creating sacred boundaries around the journeys that are deeply personal. Sharing every step too soon can expose your path to distractions, criticism, or misunderstanding, and it can dilute the purity of your intentions before they are fully formed. True growth often happens behind the scenes, away from the gaze of the world, where the work is authentic, the motivation is genuine, and the focus remains undisturbed. Sacred boundaries allow your plans to breathe. When you confine your vision to a protected space, you provide it the room to evolve organically. There is freedom in privacy, freedom from judgment, freedom from pressure, and freedom from the expectations of others. Every time you share a goal prematurely, you risk external opinions influencing your choices, pulling your decisions away from the path that aligns with your true purpose. When boundaries are respected, your journey becomes guided by intention, not by the shifting tides of public approval. You'll learn to trust your own compass, rely on your own instincts, and nurture your dreams with patience and care. Boundaries are also an act of self-preservation. Every human being has limits, and overexposure can lead to emotional fatigue, vulnerability, or even exploitation. By keeping your plans private, you protect not only your dreams, but also your energy, your confidence, and your mental space. People may offer advice with good intentions, but every voice that is not aligned with your vision can subtly influence your path. Sacred boundaries allow you to filter guidance and mentorship, accepting only what genuinely supports your growth and discarding what could lead you astray. There is also a spiritual dimension to this practice. Some journeys are meant to be nurtured between you and the one who placed the dreams in your heart. Sacred boundaries create a space where reflection, prayer, and divine guidance can take precedence over external opinions. When your plans are kept private, you allow your intentions to align with higher wisdom, ensuring that your actions are not just driven by personal ambition, but also guided by purpose and meaning. In this way, privacy becomes a source of empowerment, turning your journey into a conscious, deliberate process rather than a performance for the world to witness. Sacred boundaries teach patience. Not every step needs immediate validation or recognition. By holding certain plans close, you allow time for growth, experimentation, and learning without fear of public failure or ridicule. You give yourself the grace to make mistakes, to adjust, and to strengthen your foundations quietly. This unseen work, though invisible to others, is the most crucial part of any successful journey. It is the phase where resilience is built, discipline is cultivated, and true understanding takes root. Moreover, privacy fosters authenticity. When you are not performing for others, you make choices that are genuine and aligned with your values. You are free to pursue what resonates with your heart rather than what impresses the crowd. Sacred boundaries protect the integrity of your vision, ensuring that when the time comes to share your achievements or milestones, they emerge from a place of completion, comfort, and clarity rather than seeking validation. Ultimately, keeping certain plans private is an act of wisdom, not scope. It reflects an understanding that timing is as important as action, and that the quality of growth is far more significant than public attention. Some journeys are sacred precisely because they require nurturing protection and respect for the process. By honoring these boundaries, you preserve the essence of your dreams, protect your peace, and allow your path to unfold with intention, focus, and grace. When the time is right, the results will speak for themselves, louder and more powerfully than anything that could have been shared premature. Privacy and sacred boundaries are not limitations. They are the very soil in which your plans can flourish and transform into the full, vibrant reality they were always meant to become. Quiet progress preserves peace, energy, and clarity. In a world that often equates success with visibility, it is easy to feel pressure to constantly announce your accomplishments, share your milestones, and prove that you are moving forward. Social media, in particular, has created an environment where it feels almost obligatory to display your life for validation, comparison, or recognition. Yet, there is immense value in moving silently, in letting your actions speak before your words, and in cultivating growth away from the eyes and judgments of others. Quiet progress is not a lack of ambition or achievement. It is a deliberate and intentional choice to prioritize depth over display, substance over spectacle, and results over recognition. When you progress quietly, you preserve your peace. Public attention, constant scrutiny, and external expectations can create stress, anxiety, and distraction. Every time you feel compelled to explain your journey, justify your choices, or defend your goals, a part of your energy is drained, leaving less room for actual growth. Quiet progress allows you to focus fully on your purpose without the noise of judgment, criticism, or unsolicited advice. It creates an internal sanctuary where your mind is calm, your heart is steady, and your soul can nurture what is being built without interruption. Peace is not simply the absence of conflict. It is the presence of clarity, focus, and confidence that your path is unfolding as it should, regardless of who is watching. Energy is another priceless resource preserved by moving in silence. When progress is publicized too early, energy is diverted toward defending your decisions, responding to opinions, or managing external expectations. Instead of being invested in actual growth, becomes scattered and fragmented. Quiet progress allows you to channel your energy into action, skill development learning, and refining your vision. Every moment spent focusing on internal development rather than external validation strengthens your capabilities and positions you for long-term success. When you conserve your energy in silence, it compounds over time, allowing you to achieve far more than if it were continuously dissipated through distraction or approval seeking. Clarity is another gift of quiet progress. When you shield your journey from the constant commentary of the world, you gain the mental space to reflect, evaluate, and adjust. Clarity comes from removing noise and allowing your own intuition and insight to guide your path. It allows you to understand what is truly important, what aligns with your values, and what will bring lasting fulfillment rather than temporary recognition. Quiet progress gives you the opportunity to correct without pressure, to experiment without fear of public failure, and to make decisions that are authentic rather than performative. In the stillness of privacy, the pieces of your vision fall into place, and the direction of your journey becomes unmistakably clear. Moreover, quiet progress cultivates humility and resilience. When achievements are kept private, they are no longer a measure of social status or a source of external validation. They become a testament to personal discipline, effort, and faith in your process. You learn to value growth for its intrinsic worth rather than for applause. You develop resilience because you are not reliant on recognition to affirm your worth. You find strength in the quiet assurance that your hard work, Consistency and dedication are shaping your life even if no one else sees it. This resilience and humility become pillars that sustain you through challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainties. Quiet progress also allows your success to have impact at the right time. When growth is hidden from the public eye until it is ready, it creates an element of power, surprise, and authenticity. Achievements revealed after careful cultivation have a weight and credibility that publicized progress often cannot map. By allowing your journey to mature privately, you ensure that when it emerges, it is complete, refined, and meaningful, capable of inspiring, influencing, and leaving a lasting impression far greater than what could have been achieved under constant scrutiny. Ultimately, quiet progress is a conscious choice to value substance over attention, depth over display, and action over acknowledgement. It preserves your peace by shielding you from unnecessary stress, protects your energy by focusing it on growth rather than distraction, and enhances your clarity by allowing reflection and insight to guide your journey. In the silence, the work gets done, the roots grow deep, and the foundation strengthens. And when the results finally emerge, they are not only tangible but sustainable, authentic, and fully aligned with the person you were meant to become. Quiet progress is not a passive approach. It is a powerful approach, intentional strategy for achieving lasting success, inner peace, and profound clarity. Success unfolds beautifully when nurtured privately and revealed in divine timing. In a world that equates visibility with value and speed with achievement, we often feel pressure to broadcast every step of our journey, to showcase our progress, and to prove that we are moving forward. Social media and modern culture have created an environment where instant recognition and constant validation are considered markers of accomplishment. Yet, some of the most profound and enduring successes are those that are cultivated quietly, away from the eyes of others, and allowed to mature according to the natural rhythms of life. Nurturing success privately is not about hiding your truth. It is about protecting the process, preserving your energy, and honoring the journey that leads to meaningful outcomes. When success is nurtured privately, it is given the space to grow without distraction or interference. Like a seed planted beneath the soil, a vision that is carefully tended in silence has the opportunity to develop strong roots. These roots are essential. They provide stability, resilience, and depth that cannot be achieved when growth is rushed or exposed to external pressures too early. Public scrutiny, unsolicited opinions, and the constant comparison to others can divert focus, create doubt, and even erode the confidence necessary to see a goal through to completion. By cultivating success in private, you create an environment where your ideas, skills, and efforts can flourish naturally without the constant need to explain or justify yourself. Privacy also allows you to refine your abilities and strengthen your foundation before revealing your achievements. Success that is rushed or performed for the approval of others often lacks substance. In contrast, private cultivation encourages patience, deliberate practice, and thoughtful reflection. You have the freedom to make mistakes, learn, adjust, and grow without the pressure of an audience watching every misstep. This deliberate process ensures that when success is finally revealed, it is not only impressive, but also sustainable, resilient, and aligned with your true purpose. In other words, the journey behind the scenes is as important as the outcome itself, for it shapes not only what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Divine timing is another crucial aspect of success nurtured privately. There is a rhythm to life, a sequence of events that unfolds according to wisdom far greater than our own. We may be tempted to force progress, to accelerate outcomes, or to broadcast achievements prematurely, but timing matters. Revealing success too soon can invite unnecessary challenges, envy, or interference. On the other hand, waiting for the right moment allows your efforts to reach full maturity, creating impact that is not only noticeable but meaningful and transformative. Trusting divine timing requires patience and faith. It requires surrendering the need for immediate recognition and believing that what is meant for you will manifest in its perfect season. Nurturing success privately also cultivates gratitude and humility. When achievements are not constantly displayed for public admiration, you are free to appreciate the journey for what it truly is. You begin to value the lessons learned, the effort for, and the personal growth achieved, rather than measuring success solely by external validation. This perspective fosters a deep sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on applause, likes, or recognition. You learn to celebrate your progress internally, to honor your perseverance, and to trust that when your success is revealed, it will resonate authentically with those who matter and inspire in ways that superficial visibility cannot. Furthermore, private cultivation of success protects your energy and focus. Constantly sharing your plans or accomplishments can attract distractions, detractors, and unnecessary pressures. By keeping your journey sacred, you preserve mental and emotional energy for the work that truly matters. Learning, improving, strategizing, and building. This focused energy accelerates growth in ways that public validation cannot, allowing you to achieve more with clarity and intention. Your efforts are concentrated where they yield the greatest, and your progress is driven by purpose rather than by the expectations or opinions of others. Ultimately, success that is nurtured privately and revealed in divine timing carries a sense of authenticity, power, and beauty that cannot be rushed or manufactured. It is the result of patience, intentionality, and trust in the natural order of life. When the time is right, the outcome emerges fully formed, reflecting the depth of your preparation, the resilience of your effort, and the alignment of your purpose. Revealed at the perfect moment, it has a lasting impact, inspiring others while preserving the dignity and integrity of your journey. By protecting your path, honoring the process, and trusting in divine timing, you allow success to unfold not only as a personal achievement, but as a testament to patience, faith, and the extraordinary potential that thrives in silence.